With the Galaxy Z Fold 8 now out in the world, effectively, let me show you how to set it up properly. Let's go. So you just got your box for your brand new Z Fold 8 and you want to know what to do with it first. Well, apart from the obvious setup where you go through your Gmail and log into all your accounts and install your apps, there's actually some ways where you can optimize your Fold 8 experience to actually get the most out of the form factor. So that is what I want to show you. For example, did you know that you can mirror the cover screen on the inside display so you have the same setup across both displays? It's called cover screen mirroring inside the settings, and basically you can mirror what's on your cover screen and have it be replicated on the inside. So then it's like you have two of your home screens next to each other as opposed to having some sort of custom different setup, which you can also have if you turn cover screen mirroring off. You can have it set up independently of each other because obviously both displays do different things. And that's the beauty of the foldable, is you have unique features because you've got the two displays. One of my favorites is the cover screen continuity. And this isn't even a setting, this just comes native out of the box. If you're browsing something on the cover screen, maybe it be YouTube for example, and then you've selected your video and you want to expand into that inner display, go ahead. It'll pick up at the point where you left off of, and then you can continue carrying on inside that app at that point. It works for any app that you've got. It'll immediately spring into the inside display at the point where you were. But what if you wanted to go back the other way? What if what you were doing, maybe you're holding a drink in your hand and you needed your hand back. If you close the phone, what can you do to continue where you were? Well, Samsung have built something called Continue Apps on Cover Screen. By default, when you close the phone, it basically just closes the app and locks everything. But with this feature, there's 3 toggles you can turn on, and you can have it be one of the options. So the methods you've got are never, which will do the default. Then you've got swipe up to continue, and then you've got always. Starting with always, the way this works is it will always turn the cover screen on after you close it and pick up where you left off from the app that you were using. That one might be a little bit too extreme because sometimes you do close it to want to actually close it. So you can choose swipe up to continue. This one I think is a great middle ground because some apps, if you want to continue, it'll activate the cover screen with a little prompt to say swipe up to continue where you were. And then you can carry on exactly where you were in the app on the cover screen after you've closed it. And then of course there's never, which is the default. Now, foldables have had their development struggles, not necessarily from Samsung's side of things, but from third-party app developers. One that is very prevalent on this particular model because of the wider form factor when it's open is that apps don't want to scale to that width. They want to stay open in portrait. And that's a little bit frustrating because you don't know which apps are going to do what. So then you open the phone and you get a surprise that it's not quite filling out the display. Samsung have thought about this. And what you'll see when you do open an app that doesn't quite fit the display, you'll see a little toggle in the bottom right corner, which when you press on, allows you to have the option to fill the screen or rotate it to portrait, but you wouldn't need to do that. The phone will do that automatically when you rotate it. Once you've pressed this toggle once, it'll automatically keep the app in that format. But if you want to avoid that surprise and control it from the beginning, you can go into the display settings and inside aspect ratio, you could go in and change each individual app to be full screen. And that way, every single time you open it, it's going to fill the display as it should. The issue also stems from the fact that some apps only support portrait orientation, and a lot of that is down to the fact that apps have supported this form factor for so long, so they've now got to support something different. Samsung have built workarounds for this too. If you go into advanced features and into labs, you can toggle on apps to support landscape view. And then this is just a further reinforcement of filling that landscape view display. That way you don't have to stress about it when you open it. With both of those toggles on together, you get a bit more of a seamless app opening experience without the stress and hassle. Samsung have built another setting inside Good Lock, inside Multi-Star, inside the I Love Galaxy Foldables menu, where it actually you can force on every single app to support landscape view when unfolding. This isn't going to override the default app settings all the time, but any app that it may do, you can just toggle it on, and then with the other settings as well, shouldn't have any issues. We're sort of talking about the inner display and app scaling. You also want to make sure that the apps take advantage of the space that you've got. Inside the display settings, Samsung have got the screen layout and zoom toggle or menu. In this menu, you've got 2 options here. Standard view, which basically takes the phone back to the standard view that you get where everything's displayed on the screen and doesn't take advantage of the space. Or you've got multi-view. This will split the screen up where you've got the left-hand side, which caters for things like menu items, and then the rest of the display is for viewing. I would absolutely leave it at this for this foldable. And then underneath that, you've got a slider where you actually can control the zoom of the screen. So things can be either zoomed back out, so you get more space, or you can go and zoom it in if you want to. The next big thing to set up on your Fold 8 is the taskbar. There is two ways you can have the taskbar displayed. You can have it be displayed permanently at the bottom when apps are open, or you can choose to have it be auto-hiding and then you swipe up to bring it into play. The taskbar basically houses any app that sits in your dock. Whenever an app is open, those apps become the taskbar. Taskbar is just basically a way to switch between apps that are your favorites, and you can also launch multi-window from here as well. Within the taskbar settings, you have the option to control recent apps and how many of them are displayed. So you can hide them all together, so it's just the apps that you have as your favorites, or any app that's been opened previously can be displayed there as well. You can have 2, 3, or 4 apps displayed at any one time. Samsung with the Fold 8 and oneui 9 have also allowed you to show the recent apps on the dock before the taskbar is even in play. That way you can see the recent apps always on your home screen, or again, you can hide that if you don't want them. That's inside the home screen setting, so it lives in a completely different area. One thing that's great with the taskbar is it takes advantage of Samsung's multitasking features pretty nicely. One of the multitasking features that you can utilize within the taskbar is app pairing. So let's say you've launched 2 apps open next to each other, and these are 2 apps that maybe you utilize all the time together. You want to take advantage and save some time, so you want to launch them at the same time. In the middle of the 2 apps, you've got 3 dots. You tap on them, and then you'll see a little menu that pops up, and then you need to tap on the star. This will basically favorite and create an app pair. You can choose where to save it. In this instance, we're going to choose taskbar, and then what will happen is it'll add it into a taskbar. However, in this instance, it hasn't worked because the taskbar is full. Here's a hot tip you can take away right now. If you install GoodLock and you install HomeUp, inside the home screen settings of HomeUp, you can increase the favorites max count. This will allow you to display more than what the default is, so you can push it up to, I think, as far as 10, and you can have up to 10 apps down the bottom be displayed in your taskbar and your home dock. Increasing that number will mean you can add more things to the taskbar as well. Repeat that same process of pressing the 3 dots, hitting the star icon, choosing app pair and then taskbar, and then it'll add that app pairing into your taskbar. That way, any time that you press on those 2 apps inside your taskbar or home screen, it will launch those 2 apps together without having to launch it in separately. And with the Fold 8 now supporting 3 apps side by side, you can add the 3-app multitasking into that equation too, and then you've got 3 apps next to each other launching from the press of a button. Next up, we head into the camera. Now from a Fold perspective, there isn't anything you need to set up, but there are some toggles within the camera that actually make it easier to take advantage of the form factor and the screen real estate you have. The first is the toggle for capture view mode. Capture view mode is great, especially on this particular inner display, because when you press it, you get the right-hand side for preview, and then you get the left-hand side for reviewing the photo that you've taken. And especially with how big the Fold 8 display is, it's the perfect aspect ratio to take advantage of this exact feature. You can view any photos that you've captured immediately next to the preview, and then you've also got the option to share directly from here. So if you wanted to share it to someone, or delete it and move it to a recycling bin, can also be done directly from there. Saves a bit of time and takes advantage of the space. Also from within this cover screen, you can summon, I guess you could call it, cover screen preview. Pressing that toggle, and if you turn the camera around, you'll actually see the front screen being on, as well as the inner display. I actually use this a lot with my kids because they can't seem to sit still when you're taking their photo. So it's easy to capture their attention when they can see themselves in the frame, and then you can also frame it up on the inside. It's very, very handy. I'm actually going to show you a bit of a trick that you can work on with here. Once you've got the cover screen on, there's a little slider to unlock it from the front and activate rear cam selfie in this way. What's really fun is if you swipe out of that, for some reason you have the cover screen that you can use whilst it's open. Don't know why anyone might want to do this, but it's there as an option should you want to. And anyway, thought I'd show you. Now when the Fold is closed and you've got the cover screen open on the camera, there's a toggle in the top right corner to activate rear cam selfie. When you press on that, it prompts you to unfold the phone and point the cameras at you. So then you have your preview on the right side, your cameras on the left, and you get a better quality selfie at the end of it as well from this toggle. Now there is some Galaxy AI features that is new on oneui 9 with the Z Fold 8. These features are probably going to be rolled back, or I hope they will be, to the devices previous, but I'm just going to show you them here anyway. The first one I'll get you to go take a look at is called Call Brief. Effectively, the way this is designed to work is when you get a phone call, it basically will analyze that call and bring things to the surface as your call is taking place that are relevant to the call that is happening. So if someone mentions a calendar appointment or a specific date, that will hopefully come to the surface and you'll see it play out. There's also a new feature called My Fan Cam, and I spoke about this in my oneui 9 video. I'm a huge fan of how this one works. If you've got footage of people moving around inside a video, you can actually crop into that section of the video using AI with different aspect ratios, and then it will track and follow that subject around, working to keep it center of frame and giving you a social media ready clip. Love using this on my son's football games, especially in ones where he scores goals or is on the ball a lot. It just tracks his movements on the field and then gives me a really nice clip that's just isolating him. And the last one is to do with the Now Brief. You can now create custom cards for your Now Brief. If you're unsure of what the Now Brief is, it's effectively just a little bit of a briefing that happens at certain points throughout the day where it actually pulls together information that is relevant to that time. What Samsung have done here with the custom cards is allow you to create the cards and the information that you want and then choose when to show it. So if you wanted to show something to do with weather, you can go in here and create a card for weather, the specific weather information you want, and then you also have the option to choose when it arrives in your Now Brief, so it's relevant to you. If you're interested in AI, that's a really good one that I think you might be able to take advantage of with this new phone. oneui 9 in general has some nice little touches here and there. What I will say is that the quick panel, which was upgraded to be customizable with oneui 8.5, is definitely something you should take advantage of on the Z Fold 8. Because of the fact that the foldable has a bit of a weird way about using the quick panel on the inside, I'll show you how to set it up after I show you how to set it up, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. So the quick panel being more easily customizable means you now have the complete freedom to customize the toggles. You can change the size of the toggles, the placement, delete them if you don't want them, add them back in, and even with good lock, completely resize them to whatever form that you like them to be. The change I would make specifically for the foldable phone is the fact that the quick panel on the cover screen, you can swipe between the notification panel and the quick panel with a left and right swipe. When you open it up to the inner display, Samsung doesn't let you do that. You've got to drag from the top right to get the quick panel, or the middle and left for the notifications, and there's no way of going between them. It's actually really frustrating. So when you edit the quick panel, you actually can go to panel style and change it to together. And what this will do is make sure that it's back to the old way, which is you swipe down once for both the combined quick panel toggle and notifications, and then a second swipe brings up the expanded quick panel. That way you don't have to go back and forth in a weird orientation. It's actually a lot better to use this way. The last things I'm going to leave you with are all out of good lock, and they're all about enhancing the quality of life out of your foldable experience, especially this form factor. They actually all live within the Home Up module within good lock, so it's not even that far to go. It's one app, one module. Inside Home Up, inside the home settings of Home Up, there's increase max favorites count. I showed you this already for the inside display, but I think it actually helps with the outside display too. Because of the extra width that you get on that cover screen now, the 16:10 aspect ratio, you want to make sure you're taking advantage of the most amount of room you can with the apps displayed on the screen. So rather than the default, you can actually increase this to be a lot more, and then you can drag and drop an app into the favorites so you can actually spread it out and give you more apps displayed at once. You also can do this for the home screen grid. So rather than just the favorites, you can increase the grid count on the home screens. That way, again, you can spread more apps about on it, taking advantage of that width that you get. I would also extend that out into the app screen too. So rather than just a paltry 4 that looks like comical, if you ask me, you can increase that out and again, give you more apps displayed across the width, increasing the functionality, at least for me. And then the last one is to do with the taskbar within Home Up. There's an actual section just for the taskbar. So you can change the animation of the floating taskbar. So you can also toggle it back on from here as well. And you can change it. There's like a simple one. There's something called Pixel, which I guess replicates like Pixel's animations. Or you have advanced tuning. And the advanced tuning is overwhelming. There's a lot of sliders and stuff that you can change between. And each one will affect how the bounce or how the speed of the taskbar appears once you swipe up on it. But going back into the main part of the taskbar gesture settings or animation settings, there's one that I think will make the biggest difference. There's a couple of sliders there about sensitivity. It's all about how sensitive it is to go back to the home screen or for the taskbar, and you can toggle that on or off, or toggle that faster or shorter, whatever it says there. And then you've also got how long you want the taskbar to be displayed. I think it's great to have it infinite, because then you can just leave it there, and then when you don't need it, you tap outside of the area and it disappears. Or you can have it be displayed just for 1 second, so it's really just going to be quick. But that's how you can customize that experience for your taskbar. And look, that's it. That's how you can customize and set up your Galaxy Z Fold 8. I have used 2 different Fold 8s to make this video, because one phone I've set up in a certain way, and this one's my personal. So I've got things set up exactly the way I like it. So I just used the cross between both to show you how to set it up as one for you. Make sure you hit subscribe, the technical benefits down below. Leave any comments if you're excited for your Fold 8 whilst you're down there too. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You.